dramatics going on. We're back in the studio with Kimberly Nelson and Doug Franklin and Evelyn Jones. And we're going to be talking about some of the things that's happening in philanthropy. I have a suspicion of what it is, but I'm going to let Kimberly take over.
Good morning. Well, I'm really excited that we have two of our philanthropy committee folks here today.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure we let them introduce themselves, because sometimes residents sometimes wonder how to get on the philanthropy committee, because it's sort of this committee where people stay on it longer than maybe other committees. And these two lucky individuals just raised their hand and we hoodwinked them in. And so it was really easy to get involved. But I would like to introduce Miss Evelyn, and why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been at Green Spring and where do you live?
In other words, give us your life history.
Give us a little 10-second snippet of you.
Well, I'll be at Green Spring 2 years, the 18th of this month. I moved from Connecticut. I had never lived anyplace else, but it was time for me to move on out of a big house. And I've been very happy here. It's been home since the day I moved in, and I've traveled a lot. Although I only lived in Connecticut, I had to keep from being provincial by traveling. And I really am thrilled to be on this committee, because education for young people is one of the highlights of my life. And I felt that anything I could do, my background is guidance counselor, high school level. And so this was a place that I thought I would really fit in.
It sounds like it.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
That's great.
And then, Doug, I know you were on with me last month, but for residents who maybe missed that show, would you mind just reintroducing yourself?
I'm Doug Franklin. I've been here a little over 3 years with my wife, Beverly, and I enjoy the philanthropy committee because, as Evelyn said, school and scholarship and studying and all that has meant so much to me over the years. I wanted today, if I can, Kimberly, I wanted to talk about the scholarship program. In particular, as a fellow resident, I wanted to ensure that the residents that are participating in our scholarship program are aware of all the things that are happening with the scholarship program. And one of the best new things has been with, excuse me, a couple of years ago they started having your donation for the scholarship program done on your monthly bill. And my wife and I have found that really works out very, very well. It's so easy to do. Kimberly has an assistant named Molly who does absolutely all the work for you, and you just have to sign your name on the little dotted line, and it's all taken care of. And on the monthly bill, you decide how much it is, and they will take care of all the paperwork for you and get you started. And it has never fouled up. It's been a very good program, and we find it easier to do it on a monthly basis than to have to write one check for it. And when some people say, you write a check for $500, $10, $100 or whatever, and the real bottom line is many residents don't know how much to give. And that was something that it also works out better on a monthly plan, because you can kind of figure out what would I be tipping if I was on the outside. And that is where I wanted to say today, that is an important point. And if you thought throughout the year of how much you would spend on tipping, and I mean really tipping, 20%, which is a fair price for good service. And that's what you get here at Green Springs, is good service. Our student servers, who are high school, junior and seniors, they do a lot. I had asked you to use the old elementary school thought of stop, listen, and look. If you think about that, if you will just take a minute when you're in the dining room and just stop what's going on and watch the servers. They are hustling. They are working their you-know-what off. And I mean really working. Secondly, if you watch them, they're fascinating because they are doing so many different things at the same time, and yet they never, or let me put it this way, they hardly make a mistake. And when they do, they are the first to want to correct it. And I'll tell you, I give these kids, we have lucky enough to be working here, a super blue ribbon for their hard work and their hard effort. And I think they do an outstanding job. And if you look and listen and watch them, you'll feel the same way. And I encourage you to think about the monthly program that Molly Everett will help you with, filling out the simple paperwork. She'll do the work. You just go and see her. She's in the philanthropy office. She's a hard worker, and she's right inside the door. Go and see Molly, sign up for the monthly plan, and start paying these kids, giving them some incentive to build up this scholarship money. Please help us. We can use your help now.
Wow. That was
What
quite
else
a
do you
plug.
What else can you say?
Yeah. Well, Doug did a great job sort of highlighting that we do have monthly giving as an
I
option.
used to do that, and it's so much easier.
It is.
And you find you can afford to give more,
Right.
because it's not as much out of your monthly
Right.
Yes.
as it is to write a big check at the end of the year where you're worrying about Christmas and all of this kind of stuff, and you think, ooh, I can't give that much. But if you're doing it monthly,
Yeah.
you'll find you really can help the kids.
Painless. It's painless.
Right.
So in addition to doing the monthly option, as Doug had mentioned, you of course can write a check, of course, as we talked about. We also now, most recently, also have an option to do credit cards. That is new for Greenspring and new for Philanthropy. The caveat to that is you need to come down to our office, and we need to do it physically with you with the card in hand, because we won't write down the number, we won't have you sign a form, again, for security. That has been the process that we've been advised to follow. So I would say if you would like to do it on a credit card, then call us, make an appointment with Molly to make sure she's in the office and not at lunch at that time, and then come down. It takes 15 minutes for her to put it up on the computer, if that's an option, because I know some residents have credit card points and things like that that they use for travel, and so if that is an option that you would like to do, it is available as well. So we wanted to make sure residents knew that. And then the other thing Doug had mentioned is he said, blue ribbon, but I'm going to hold up a yellow ribbon. Is that a nice segue? And I'm just going to hold it so they can hopefully get the ribbon and not my fingers and my name badge in a second. And so this is our Yellow Scholars ribbon. So when residents make a donation to the fund, we will send with their acknowledgement letter this ribbon. Their residents can choose to put on their name badge. We have some residents who prefer to be anonymous, and so maybe they don't wear the ribbon, but we think it is a nice way to celebrate the students, to let them know that we also appreciate what they're doing.
I've seen some people take that ribbon and put it on their door.
Oh, good idea, put on your door. So, and if you need a second ribbon, maybe one for your door and one for your name badge, then please let me know. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe we should think about a magnet for doors if people would like that better.
Or the sticky on the other side of it. So.
Yes. So anyway, if you have any ideas, let us know, because we want to make sure that residents feel like they can celebrate the students with us, and we really appreciate their donations and getting involved with that. So that's really helpful. I know, Evelyn, were you able to participate in some of the interviews we had with the students?
I love the interviews.
Do you mind just telling us a little bit about how that experience went?
It was absolutely wonderful. We have so many outstanding young people, and the fact that they enjoy working here so much, and one of the things that impressed me is that they like to socialize with each other when they're not working,
yes.
which means they become kind of a family of their own.
And they do look like they're having fun.
And they do, and I love that because they're happy at what they're doing, and we're happy with what they're doing because they're so special.
Tell us a little bit about the interviews, what you cover.
We ask them about their families, what their school choice is, what their career choice point is, and what if they've been in sports and other things like that. And we had one who was absolutely hilarious. He would love to be an actor, but he's just a funny person. He had us in tears with laughter with his act that he went through as though he was crying, and it was spectacular. We think he really should go into acting.
Maybe he'll get into little theater work.
But every one of them is such a special person. I hope that they're all going to be successful in their careers. And
do we have very many that go to trade school rather than traditional college?
I wish I could say yes, because I think trades are a wonderful, electricians, plumbers, they make spectacular wages, and they won't come out with loans probably from a trade school, whereas they might with a college. And we encourage them to look for other scholarships because ours is just a drop in the bucket.
I know several years ago that one of our waiters in Woodland Skies went into auto mechanics.
So the scholarship will cover a trade school.
Right.
Most of our students, however, are starting at Nova, which sometimes has some trade school opportunities.
Right.
And then oftentimes they transfer to a four-year university after that. So that's exciting. We also are going to have a newsletter coming out into all resident cubbies, probably in about the next week or 10 days. It's sort of getting proofed and approved right now. Because many residents say to us, well, whatever happened to the kids? They graduate, they leave, we pay for college. Well, do they finish? What are they doing now? So our challenge is always reaching back out to the students, because in many times we have their college email, which of course changes. We don't always have the same email, so we reach out to the parents, and some have been gracious enough to forward on to their student. And so we are starting to get some updates.
Wonderful.
And so we are going to try to do a much better job of doing those into cubbies as we get that information.
I know when you eat regularly in one dining room and you have the same 2 or 3 waiters, you know, it's kind of fun to see where they are. I know one we've been following, group that I eat with, is now in graduate school.
Nice.
And, it's been fun to follow.
Well, make sure that student sends the update to Philanthropy, because you may have a connection that we don't have. So that we can get pictures and a little update so that we can put it in the newsletter. But we just want to encourage residents to give to the fund, give in a way that is easy for them. This is a great program.
It is.
I think we have the largest scholarship program in all of Fairfax County. I don't know anyone who does what we do here at Green Spring.
How many students are eligible this year?
So we have 45 who have applied, and a few, we'll find out a little closer if they meet all criteria. But we're optimistic they will all finish their grade strong. That's always a little hiccup sometimes, and finish their 1,000 hours. But right now we're at 45. I think even if 1 or 2 slip, we'll still be probably at 43. So it's a nice, strong class this year. And anything that residents can do to support the students in education.
Do you have the date picked for the presentation?
Yes, the award ceremony is May 24th. It's a Thursday. It does not compete with the Green Spring Players play production. All right, which is important.
It was a big thing.
Well, and space, as you know, is a premium. So it is Thursday, May 24th at Hunter's Crossing.
Good.
So mark your calendar, and we hope to see everyone there.
Okay.